a good friend of ours went into a Louis Vuitton store to get a pair of sweats. About 10 people stormed into the store, pulled out guns, and just started piling stuff into suitcases. It's been San Francisco is out of control. Portland is out of control.
It's a little late for that. I think it's funny how the woke-tard MSNBC, the fake news media cartel is finally waking up to the reality that law and order still needs to be kind of like a thing in a society, unless you just want total chaos, whatever your view is on the police. My view is that law and order needs to be upheld absolutely for people to be safe. Now, with that being said, it's pretty hilarious to watch these woke-tards react in real time because criminals are reigning free. They're looting, they're vandalizing. These elites are saying, we went into a Louis Vuitton store and oh my goodness, these looters showed up and they looted Louis Vuitton. I cannot believe this, especially in these blue regions where they peddled the BLM Marxist communist agenda to defund the police, which means law and order is subverted. You're welcome. The joke's on you, clown world. Anyways, my name is Drew Hernandez, host of Drew Hernandez Live, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you guys can do me a huge favor right now, this show gets extremely shadow banned, throttled, and deboosted, as you can tell already. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection right now. Do that right now and smash that like button. Copy the link to this transmission. We need you. Boots on the ground, DH Alliance. Shout out to every single one of you that support me monthly on this membership section channel, on this channel. Copy the link, share the link, share it on your Twitter, on your Getter, your Facebook. We need you guys to share this. This is how we beat the censors. Guys, every single one of you right now, do it right now. We need you, we need you, we need you, we need you. Also, this episode is brought to you by the Drew H Live store. If we can get this up, go cop your brand new t-shirt. The official Apparently t-shirt is out now in my merch store. A lot of people have been buying these things. They are going get it as a holiday gift for a family member. It is literally a piece of history. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know Drew Hernandez. Or if you have military family, people that are police officers, first responders, this is a very popular t-shirt. And by the way, I designed these all by myself except for the DH logo that has been designed by some very, very caring people that have helped us. But these new t-shirts, the Hold the Line t-shirt, this is a very popular t-shirt. Go cop your own t-shirt. There's all kinds of designs. The link is in the description below. The Stay Free merch line, the Based merch line, the Resist Tyranny merch line, the Anti-Censorship, and the Think Before It's Illegal merch line. And we also have what I said on the Joe Rogan, the Timcast IRL with Alex Jones super podcast. The Tyranny is not a conspiracy theory official t-shirt. So go cop yours today. Let's take this down. Also, if you would like to support me, we do super chats at the end of every single episode. So that is how you can support me. You can drop a super chat now in the middle of the show or at the end of the show. We also do super chats via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. You can write a little memo when you give a donation. The link is in the description below. We do that at the end of the show, or you can drop it whenever I say something in the middle of the show, if you really like something I say. Also, guys, shout out to the DH Alliance. Consider supporting me for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel. Guys, thank you so much for all of the support. And like I said, smash that like button, destroy that like button. We need you guys. Copy the link. Get the transmission out there. We need your help to stay on air. Stop supporting Disney. Stop supporting HBO. Stop supporting these people that do not support you and your values. Support Drew Hernandez tonight for as low as $5 a month. Love you guys very much. It is up to you to keep us on air. Support independent journalism and reporting as such. So thank you guys very much. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. Okay, enough with that. Enough with that. Let's talk about this because we have been experiencing a total subversion of law and order, an attack on our police systems, our police departments, and obviously there are going to be bad apples, and I acknowledge that. Obviously there are going to be people in police departments, just like fire departments, just like the education system. No matter where you go, no matter what profession you investigate, when you peel back the layers of the types of people that are working in any given organization or department or group of people in society, you will find evil people that should not be there. And it's the same thing for the police. Now, I am not a supporter of the defund the police agenda. I am a supporter of police that support their constitutional oaths. I do not support police that violate their constitutional oaths. And what I mean by that is a police officer that literally violates the law that they have taken an oath to uphold, which means our American rights. I do not support those police. You shouldn't either, whether you're conservative or liberal, whatever, okay? I only support the blue that supports me, period, okay? Now, with that being said, the neo-Marxist, communist, globalist, defund the police agenda is an attack on law and order. Now, it's not that they just want to remove police as a whole. They want to reinstall a new regime. Now, how do I know that? Because when you take a look at history, that is exactly, especially communist regimes, that is how these things always unfold. The Nazis did it, the communists did it, the Soviets did it, the Cubans did it, and the list goes on. They need people in positions of power that don't have a conscience. They need people in positions of power that are willing to do anything that the state orders them to do. That's why whenever I hear police officers come out and say, oh, well, you know, I know I'm violating the American people's constitutional rights, but I'm just following orders. No, not a great answer. Why? Because that is what the Nazis did. I'm just following orders. Okay, I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form. Police officers need to be fully aware that that day can come where you will be put in a position to choose righteousness, your constitutional oath to uphold the constitutional rights of the American people, or you're gonna have to walk. Police officers, if you decide to go down that career path, you need to consider that that could be a reality someday in your career, because that's history. That's happened before, and it's happening again. I know it's a very, very controversial thing to talk about and say. I know a lot of conservatives are just hardcore back the blue, and they never want to say anything bad about cops, but this is where I stand. This is where I stand, and you can have your own opinion, but I will say this, is that I am not a supporter of the defund the police communist globalist agenda, because we need law and order. We need law and order, and when you don't have law and order, you have chaos, you have violence, you have innocence being violated. And one could argue and say, well, I could just protect myself. That's what the Second Amendment is for. That's why I have self-defense as an autonomous human being. And that's an argument that you could make. But at the end of the day, laws are to keep bad people at bay, and they get broken by bad people. And the ones who hurt, the ones who suffer at the end, are innocent people. And it's very basic for people to understand, but right now we have a communist agenda that has been thriving since 2020, where cultural Marxism has gone absolute mainstream. We've seen BLM take over the NBA, the NFL, the entertainment industry with music, the education system for decades, and now all the way up until the movie, Hollywood. This cultural Marxism has infected everything, and obviously it has attempted and has successfully subverted law and order through the defund the police movement. Now, neo-Marxists will come out and say, oh, you're just such an idiot, Drew. Defund the police, it's not what you mean. It means redirecting the funds. Yes, you're still taking away funds from police departments to do their jobs. You're just too stupid to realize it's the same thing. For all my woke-tards out there that just cannot comprehend reality and what these things actually mean and what they translate into, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. The ones who suffer, MSNBC, we'll get into it, okay? All the woke-tard, fake news media, cartel out there that peddled the BLM, the Black Lives Matter narratives, the Black Lives Matter agenda. They wanted to defund the police. They did it in LA, Portland, Seattle, New York, you name it. And now we are seeing criminality rise, skyrocket in these regions. And it's hilarious to watch MSNBC, these woke-tard media cartels that peddled this agenda, They sided with the BLM Marxists that wanted to see this happen, and now they're like, oh my God, the elites, oh my God, we were in a Louis Vuitton, and I could not believe one of our friends was in a Louis Vuitton store to buy some sweats, and these psychopath criminals came in and looted the store. Could you believe that? Yeah, because woke tards like you peddled this agenda and gave a pass to BLM because you're too afraid to expose black people that are bad. That's just the truth. Welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. If you're wondering why we're so shadow banned and throttled, it's because I say stuff like this. Alrighty, well, here is a clip. MSNBC, Al Sharpton's in the clip. If you take a look, if you observe his behavior, it's kind of funny because the guy just thinks he's such an elite that he should be worshipped. But here's MSNBC talking heads, just like reality hitting them in the face. They just cannot believe that their communities, okay, because it's coming to the Louis Vuitton stores now. They just cannot believe that people are looting in these regions, San Francisco, you name it, because now criminality has been emboldened. We're going to get to that as well, but here's the clip.
So, Joe, while some of these images, of course, are shocking to look at, they are absolutely not surprising to anyone who lives in San Francisco, given what's happened in the last few years there, which is the district attorney has signaled there, we're just not going to prosecute property crimes. We're going to do it at a much lower rate than it's ever been done. In fact, it will be a misdemeanor if you steal less than $950. That was a proposition, a referendum that passed in that city. All the signals, and it's not just San Francisco, but it's what we're talking about here, are that if you want to go in and steal stuff, we're going to sit back and let it happen, or at least we're not going to prosecute you after we catch you.
Well, I mean, it's in San Francisco. And by the way, I'm not sure what the mayor of San Francisco is talking about. We must stop this. I mean, it's been happening for a couple of years now. A good friend of ours went into a Vuitton store to get a pair of sweats. About 10 people stormed into the store, pulled out guns, and just started piling stuff into suitcases. San Francisco is out of control. Portland is out of control. And you look, in part, you're right, Willie. I mean, laws have consequences. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who sent the memo out that, like, over the last couple of years was a dawning of the age of Aquarius, and we actually didn't have to worry about crime and punishment, but we do. We do. And when you don't, these are the consequences.
I don't know who sent out the memo. I don't know who backed up the defund the police agenda. I don't know. How in the world did this happen? How do you think it happened? Because all last year, you sided with the Black Lives Matter communists who were burning down buildings, who were subverting the United States American Constitution, who were subverting law and order, who were calling to defund the police, who were burning down police precincts in Minneapolis. You sided with these people. And you were too afraid to say what you're saying now because you know the mob would have came after you last year because you were too afraid to expose these psychopath black organizations. That's exactly why. Oh my goodness, how could this happen? Who sent the memo that law and order doesn't matter and we could still, there are consequences to breaking the law? Oh, wow. Here we are. Here we are. It's not until it hits and knocks on your door do you have a concern with it. Oh, now it's hitting your elite communities, isn't it, MSNBC? With your big multi-million-dollar careers. With your big multi-million-dollar contracts. You're sitting high and mighty. This doesn't bother you. You don't live in these blue regions. You don't live in these blue regions where you don't have to worry about this criminality taking place. Oh, now you do. Now you do, because it's not until it comes knocking on your door are you going to jump up on your platform and start saying, hey, there's consequences to breaking the law. Oh, yeah, we've been saying that. What? That was just a racist, white supremacist, Trump far right-wing talking point all of 2020 whenever we decided to push back and say, defunding the police is probably a bad idea. Oh, but now it's knocking on their door, so now they got to deal with it. You opened the door to these psychopath, literal psychopath, crazy, cultural Marxists, these neo-Marxists, these communists that want to see the destruction of the United States. Hello? Black Lives Matter is not about black people. They are a neo-communist organization that hides behind the veil of black skin color. And anyone that criticizes them, racist, 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 white supremacist, even if you're black yourself. You see how that works? It's very impressive, if you ask me. It's the perfect way. It's a perfect Trojan horse to introduce totalitarianism, to introduce full government overreach. The communist agenda unfolding in the United States of America. And here we are, we have these woke-tards on MSNBC are just shocked, completely shocked. Blaming the mayor. Now you are? Blaming the policy, blaming these people that they're criminals. What do you think? What happens when there's no law and order? Who takes advantage of the lack of law and order? Or even officers to uphold the laws, to keep the order, keep the peace, and protect innocent people. Who are the ones that suffer the most? It's you. It's the innocents. And who takes advantage of it? It's bad, evil criminals, wicked people. They get emboldened. Of course they get emboldened. Because if they know there's no consequences, then why the hell are they going to worry about it? This is the communist utopian mindset. They think that everything is lollipops and daisies. It's this Disney movie that's perfect with a perfect happy ending. No. The communist Marxist agenda always ends in bloodshed. It always does. Why? Because humanity is sinful. The communist utopia where everybody is sharing everything and everybody is equal and everybody is not above anybody else, and we're sharing in the profits of the government is feeding us, they're providing for us, they're protecting us. We're just living all this big happy ever after story. That's not reality. You want to know why? Because evil exists in the human heart. That reality requires perfect human beings. Perfect, sinless human beings that are not evil. But obviously, look what happened in Wisconsin. There are evil people. And evil people break the laws. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom had something to say. Like, this is just hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, man. This is total clown world. Total clown world, because these are the people that peddle this agenda. They get behind it. For all the Democrats and the moderates out there that find themselves kind of like center left, this is not happening because of conservatives. This is not happening because of people that identify as right-wingers. This is not happening because of people that consider themselves constitutionalists. This is happening because of people like MSNBC and Governor Gavin Newsom. Because they side with this garbage. They side with the communists, and they use their platforms to peddle this agenda that emboldens criminality. That's facts. If you agree with that, drop a 1 in the comments section below. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom decided to drop his 2 cents in his opinion. Let's get this up. Newsom tells California mayors to step up after mob of looters make 6-figure Nordstrom heist. Oh my goodness. Mayors have to step up, Newsom said. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the definition of clown world. The definition of clown world. 2020, defund the police. 2021, that might be a bad idea. Really? Governor Gavin Newsom called on mayors in his state to step up and hold the mobs of shoplifters targeting retail establishments, including making a 6-figure heist, to account. Wow, what a racist. This is what he said. I'm not the mayor of California, but I was a mayor, and I know when things like this happen, mayors have to step up. Where the hell were you all of 2020? Newsom said Monday at a vaccine clinic in the Mission District of San Francisco, that's not an indictment. That's not a cheap shot. Wow, tough guy. Yeah, tough guy now, stepping it up, right? My goodness, these people are a joke. These people need to be held to account, Newsom said. We need to investigate these crimes. We need to break up these crime rings. We need to make an example out of these folks. Sounds like Donald Trump, doesn't it? All of a sudden, he sounds like Donald Trump, trying to uphold law. Gavin, who's going to do it? Who? When you defund the police, police departments are lacking resources, intelligence. Who, Gavin? Who? gosh. You see what I'm saying? These people, woke tards. This is why I call them woke tards. It's the perfect word for these people. My goodness. California Highway Patrol presence will also be increased around highly trafficked shopping destinations this holiday season. Patrol will most notably be increased on Interstate 680 and State Highway 4 in the Bay Area. San Francisco is bad right now. San Francisco District Attorney Chesa Bowden echoed Newsom and said, if you come to San Francisco and you commit crimes, there will be consequences. That sounds like Donald Trump too, doesn't it? What is it? What are these right-wing racists all of a sudden? Oh, would you look at that? Democrats that are, calling for law and order. Woke tards, I tell you. Bowden is facing a recall election next year following repeated criticisms of being soft on crime policies. Oh, look what he said. Look what he said. This has nothing to do with my policies and everything to do with the challenges we as a country are facing. Wow, really? They expect people to be so stupid. So stupid. We all know the Democrat Party is the party of what? Defunding the police. Opening up the door to the neo-communists like Black Lives Matter. Giving a pass to Antifa, saying they don't exist. The challenges we are facing. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, bro. We are facing some challenges. It's called the neo-Marxist communist defund the police agenda. That is a major challenge that we're facing. And yeah, you are facing it right now. But woke tards like you gave them a pass. You made this bed, so sleep in it. In Walnut Creek, which is located about 25 miles from San Francisco, roughly 80 looters stormed a Nordstrom and took somewhere between $100,000 to $200,000 in merchandise. According to police, 3 people have been arrested in connection to the robbery. 3 out of 80. Defund the police. We need resources. We need to hold them to account, Governor Gavin Newsom says. We need to step up. Yeah, you guys defunded everybody. Only got 3 out of 80, bro. Want to know why? Because your stupid policies are literally putting a lack of resources in these police departments and investigation units. Eat your words. The crimes have also extended to San Jose, about 50 miles from San Francisco, where at least 4 people stole $40,000 from a Lululemon in an incident described by police as organized robbery. So this is organized crime that they're dealing with now, but defund the police. That's what they want. Here's another one. Los Angeles also saw a smash and grab robbery at a Nordstrom on Monday night. Police arrested 3 people in connection to that crime. Some police and retailers pointed to California's Proposition 47 for the increase in crimes, which reduced shoplifting charges regarding the theft of $950 or less from felonies to misdemeanors. Good job, Democrats. Great job. I don't like blaming everything on the left, but the left owns this one. You guys own this. You made this bed. You sleep in it, okay? You sleep in it. And they are definitely going to feel the heat of this when it comes to the polls if they don't, do what they did in some prior elections. I'll leave it at that. Oh, my goodness, dude. These people, let's take this down. What's the key here? The key here is you defund the police, you push to subvert law and order. That is sending a signal to criminals that the door is open, that there will be no consequences. You are basically saying when you put this type of policy out, that $950 policy, when it's that low, people say, "Oh, okay. Well, it's go time now." Let me read that to you one more time. When this kind of policy pops up, let's get this up real quick. Right here. Some police and retailers pointed to California's Proposition 47 for the increase in crimes, which reduced shoplifting charges regarding the theft of $950 or less from felonies to misdemeanors. Let's take this down. When criminals see that, okay, when they see that these are being reduced, these charges with a price tag on it, They say green light, green light, green light, green light. The ones who get emboldened are not innocent people that aren't criminals. This has everything to do with defund the police. This has everything to do with subverting law and order. This has everything to do with trying to appear that we don't want to keep throwing black people in jail. Well, maybe black people should stop committing crimes and robberies. How about that? How about these communities hold themselves accountable? How about fathers, mothers? Well, that's a whole other conversation because the black community is just murdering their own babies in the womb on a daily basis. But how about these communities, these community leaders in the black community hold their children, hold young people, young adults, have conversations with them and explain to them that criminality is not the way. It's like they want to blame everybody else. It's the law that's the problem. That's why there's a bunch of black people committing crimes and getting thrown in prison at such an astronomical rate. No, it's not the law's problem. It's the community's problem. Oh, Drew, you're such a white supremacist. No, I'm brown, so thank you. Next. You're just mad that I'm speaking facts. This is the truth. It goes the same for the Hispanic community. It goes the same for every single community. Personal responsibility matters. Criminality is not the answer. And the ones who respond to the defund the police agenda, to these types of propositions, to these types of laws that lower criminality, the ones who see that as a green light are not good people. Bad people see that. And bad people will always exist. That's why law and order is necessary. If you agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. Well, I mean, it gets even worse for people that aren't paying attention. Let's take a look at DC. Let's take a look at DC. Let's pull this up, actually. Let's just get straight to this. Let's pull this up. Take a look at this. DC, that's Washington, D.C., hits grim homicide milestone seen in nearly 2 decades. Mayor blames pandemic for the increase. The mayor blames the pandemic for the increase. Let me read this one more time. Washington, D.C. hits grim homicide milestone not seen in nearly 2 decades. And the mayor, Bowser herself, Mayor Bowser, blames the pandemic for the increase. D.C. police recorded 200th homicide, record not reached since 2003. Let's dig into this. Washington, D.C. recorded its 200th homicide on Monday, a grim milestone that the nation's capital hit for the first time since 2003, according to police statistics. The latest homicide victim in the city was a man who was found suffering from gunshot wounds in the 4700 block of South Capitol Street at around 11 p.m. Monday, Fox 5 D.C. reported. Police are investigating the killing, but have no suspects or motives at this time. In 2020, 198 homicides were recorded, an increase from 2019. Okay, this is in the middle of the entire defund the police, the race riots, all of that. BLM, I know a lot of people have small attention spans and probably have already forgot it, but that is what pushed to this. In 2020, 198 homicides were recorded, an increase from 2019 when the city saw 166 murders. The last time the city saw fewer than 100 homicides was in 2012 when 88 were recorded. So it's going up. The rise in violent crime in Washington mirrors a national trend as many cities are experiencing upticks in gun violence. Some have slashed law enforcement budgets as calls for police reform grew out of protests, riots. Let me correct that, Fox. Calls for police reform grew out of riots over police brutality and racial injustice last year, BLM claimed, and Antifa. Got to correct this article on Fox. They got to get it right. Now, I want to make a comment here because notice how Fox reports this. Some have slashed law enforcement budgets, but they also say that Washington mirrors a national trend as many cities are experiencing upticks in gun violence. You know, they blame the guns. It's interesting, isn't this? This is the point I was trying to make on Timcast before the Super Timcast IRL episode with Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. But the night before, the point I was trying to make is what these people will do is they take a minority of people who are irresponsible with guns. They'll take the criminals. They'll take the criminals who are using firearms to kill people, and they'll use that as an excuse to punish everybody, which is wrong, which is totally wrong. There are responsible gun owners in this country that are Democrats and liberals as well. They exist. I'm talking about classical liberals that believe in the Second Amendment. They exist. They exist in this country right now, just as much as conservatives, constitutionalists, and patriots. They get punished. Responsible gun owners get punished because when this stuff happens, when homicides rise and gun violence rises, they blame the guns and not the people. And then so responsible gun owners, they get blamed like you and me, which is not fair at all. Which is not fair at all. Let's continue with this. In response to the city's 200th homicide, the D.C. Police Union released a statement criticizing the city's reactionary police reform measures. So here's the police union. Let me pull this up real quick. This is what they said. Data reported by the Metropolitan Police Department shows that crime has continued to increase this year. Homicides are up 13% over last year's alarming 20% increase. Some neighborhoods are suffering greatly from this violence. In Ward 4, for example, homicides have increased 89% this year. Armed robberies in Ward 2 are up 188%, and in Ward 6, up 72%. Year to date, there have been over 360 carjackings in D.C., well more than one per day. Now here's what they go on to say. The increase in crime has many causes, one of which being the D.C.'s council's reactionary implementation of police reform, in air quotes, police reform measures, the consequences of which were not properly considered. Additionally, the council's continued desire to reduce the size and funding of the police department hangs like a dark cloud over our city. Other major cities that have made similar imprudent efforts have also experienced mass exits of police officers and dramatic increases in crime rates. Police officers are hamstrung, if not altogether unable to do the impactful and necessary tasks needed to confiscate illegal weapons, apprehend violent criminals, and protect communities. That is a police union in D.C. openly stating that the reason why they're seeing this uptick in crime and homicides, carjackings, and robberies in D.C. is because of the so-called defund the police agenda, or the so-called police reform. It's the defund the police agenda. They're openly stating that this is exactly why it's happened. They also go on to say, since the passage of so-called emergency legislation in June of 2020, 417 police officers have separated from MPD. That's a lot. What is most alarming is that 54% of those that have left have resigned, while only 38% have retired. This means over 225 police officers turned in their badge and walked away. The total strength of the police department is now below 3,400, the lowest number in decades. The lowest number in decades. Wow. So even DC police unions are coming out and saying that the reason why they're seeing an uptick in homicides, carjackings, robberies, violent crimes is because of the defund the police agenda that was installed in DC. Total backfire. It's not a surprise, but this is what happens. This is exactly what happens. Let's take this down real quick. So, Mayor Bowser had a press conference. It was a so-called holiday safety tips for district residents. She had a press conference, and I believe this was the police chief or one of the leaders of the DC police, the MPD. Here's a clip of him literally stating that it's true that they're experiencing a lack of personnel in the MPD, in the police departments, and they don't have enough people. He just straight up comes out and says it. Here it is. Take a look.
With the uptick in crime, are there still staffing shortages? What's the update on recruiting new officers?
Yeah, so let's talk about the uptick in crime real quick, and then we'll talk about the staffing shortages. So right now, when we talk about violent crime in our city, the uptick category is the homicides, which is obviously very significant. Staffing shortages, yes, they are real. We still have a deficit of personnel. Last year, this time we were at over 3,800 officers. This year we're at 3,562. So that's a significant reduction. But as you know, the mayor requested, after our conversation, requested an additional $11 million to hire additional police officers. Unfortunately, we didn't get the whole $11 million that we asked for. We got about $5 million of that. But that being said, we are hiring. We are hiring.
What do you notice in this picture here, guys?
With the uptick in crime, are there still staffing shortages?
I want to make this point. You see a lot of black police officers? You do, huh? This is what happens. Even though, okay, they want equality, they want diversity, inclusivity, okay, they want more black police officers, fine, I'm all for that. But now that they've defunded the police, and they're trying to hire more black police officers, they can't even get the funding for them. We tried to get $11 million, but we didn't quite get all of it. We only got $5 million. Yes, you stupid talking head, because they don't want you to succeed. Even if you're black and a police officer in D.C., they hate you. They hate you. They hate you. How do I know that? Because I've been in D.C. where I've watched Black Lives Matter psychopaths and Antifa, literally black ones, black BLM supporters, literally calling black police officers racial slurs and Uncle Toms, calling them race traitors for wearing the badge. So these people don't get. I'm not against black police officers. Go be a black police officer. If you're brown, you're white, I don't care. The point I'm trying to make is, you think that you get a pass? They just defunded your police department all of 2020, and you think you're going to get $11 million for all of your squad? Your women and your men that are wearing the badge in DC? Of course not. Just because you're black, you don't get a pass. BLM is a neo-communist organization. That's what the agenda is. It's not about skin color. It's not about race. It's not about black people. It's about the destabilization of the United States of America, but they use race to pin Americans against each other, and they use black skin color as a cover for them to push in their communist agenda. That's the truth. But there they are. The black police, I don't know if that's the police chief or some type of leader in the MPD, he comes out and he publicly states that the shortages in the police department are real. Of course they are, bro. Why, you think just because you're black, you're going to get a pass and you're going to get funding? No, this is about that badge you wear. This is about that title you behold. That's what this is about. It's not about skin color. You're not going to get a pass. You're not going to get the funding you want. But this is the total backfire of the defund the police agenda, where now they're trying to hire again. We need to hire more cops. We need more boots on the ground. Homicides are skyrocketing. Carjackings are skyrocketing. Looting is skyrocketing. Why? How could this be happening? We even have black police officers. How could this happen? It's about the badge. It's about law and order. They want to subvert it. It's a communist agenda. And it's successfully subverting. Take a look at Portland, look at Seattle, look at Los Angeles, look at New York, look at DC. This is why Jack Posobiec tweets out all the time, leave big blue cities, leave big cities, leave big cities, because you will not be protected. You'll end up like Kyle Rittenhouse if you protect yourself. Period. If it happened in Kenosha, where Kyle acted in self-defense with the Second Amendment with a firearm, what the hell do you think is going to happen to you in a big blue city? You will be declared the domestic terrorist. You'll be declared the racist. You'll be declared the threat to the United States of America just because you act in self-defense. This is why you need to leave big blue cities. This is the reality of the world we live in, you guys. This is the defund the police agenda backfiring because these woke-tards decided to go with it as their narrative. I know how media works on both sides. They go with narratives. Some honest reporters and journalists and hosts, they stick with the truth. They stick with the facts, and I respect that. That's what I try to do on this show. And when I'm being biased, I will be honest with you. I'm just straight up open with you. I'm not trying to be like this perfect little virtuous little saint. that claims to not do that. But when I do, I'm completely open with you. I'm not trying to hide anything. But what MSNBC did and CNN did, okay, all these woke-tards that are saying, oh my goodness, how could this looting be happening? Oh my goodness, how we need to hire more police officers. It's chaos now. Crime is skyrocketing. Of course, because you decided to go with a narrative that leads to real-world consequences and innocent life being violated, threatened, and in some cases, taken. That's the narrative that the Democrat Party has opened up their arms to. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. And in a free and fair election, they will lose because of this. In a free and fair election. You know what I'm saying? Got to be careful on YouTube. Because moderates, center, left individuals that see this stuff, that still believe in law and order, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy how they've taken it to a place where if you come out and say, I believe in law and order, racist, far-right Trump supporter, what? Wait. I just believe in laws. I think it protects all people. No, racist, conservative talking point. Do you see how they've done that? They categorize everything into talking points. This is how they dictate language. This is how they redefine language. You see what I'm saying? This is how they completely redefine language, because if you come out now, post-2020, the Defund the Police agenda, if you come out and you're starting to say, I believe in law and order, I believe laws are there to keep people safe, I don't think we should defund the police, you're a racist, you're a Trump supporter. That's a Trump-supporting conservative Fox News talking point. No, it's not. That's just humanity. I believe in safety. I believe in law and order. That's not a left or a right talking point, but these people have redefined language and terms in order to label people, slander, defame them, destroy them. And by the way, did you guys watch Kyle Rittenhouse with Tucker? That kid, dude, just straight up called Joe Biden, man. That kid, man, I'm telling you, that kid's got a huge future. I'm proud of him. I'm excited to see where he goes. That kid is going to go places. I love to see Kyle just come out and just straight up say, you know, I got really good lawyers. They're going to look into it, that the people who've defamed me are going to be held accountable. And then Tucker asks him about, what do you think about the president calling you a white supremacist? He just straight up says he needs to rewatch the trial to get his facts straight. Shout out to Kyle, man. Shout out to Kyle. But yes, this is where we are, where the Defund the Police agenda is unfolding. It is backfiring in the face of the woke tards, and I am here for every single minute of it, and here's why. Because they peddled this message. MSNBC, CNN, the fake news left-leaning media cartel, they all got behind the communists. They got behind the Defund the Police agenda. White people are so bad. Police brutality, it's just killing all kinds of black people out there. Peddling. Okay, so BLM begins to move in, and they actually want to change some policy and defund police departments. So then CNN and MSNBC are put in a position where they can't say no anymore, because they will no longer be the white allies. So they're stuck. They sold their soul to the devil is what they did. They sold their soul to the devil is what they did. That's exactly what they did. And now they're in a position where like, oh my goodness, I have my $1 million contract, and I never thought that this would happen in my Louis Vuitton store where I'm trying to buy sweatpants. There were looters that came in. I cannot believe this. Law and order. There needs to be consequences when you break the law. Oh, now all of a sudden MSNBC is starting to sound like Trump. I'm ranting, you guys. I'm ranting tonight because, I mean, I'm a member of the media. I'm officially a member of the media. And, like, when I watch this stuff, I'm like, you guys are so stupid. You guys went with a narrative that is so dangerous. That is so dangerous. And you got behind it and you sold your soul. You sold your soul to the communists. And now they're stuck. The people that want to defund the police are violent criminals. The people that want to defund the police are people that want to have no laws, that are people that want to break laws. Innocent people don't care. You got nothing to worry about. Anytime you see a police officer, you're kind of like, okay, making sure I'm not, changing more, like breaking the speed limit. I'm not making an illegal turn. You're kind of like making sure when you see a police officer, but when you're not breaking the law, you're fine. If you see a police officer, you're fine. Oh, Drew, how could you say that? We're all being racially profiled. We're being slaughtered like animals because we're minorities. And that's just not true. It's not true. Saw a police officer today Driving home from Raisin Cane's. That's what I had for lunch. Passed right past me. Looked at me. Waved at me. Kept driving. There aren't police. The police officers aren't driving around hunting for minorities. It's just not true. It's just simply not true. But yes, the defund the police is backfiring in the face of these woke tards, and I am here for every single minute of it. But what I will tell the American people is to weigh up, protect yourself, because you cannot rely on the federal government. You cannot rely on the state government. You can't rely on them, man. You got to rely on yourself, rely on God as well. So let's get into some super chats. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We do super chats at the end of every single show. Drop a super chat right now. Let's do some Q&A. But if you got to head out, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection right now. If you got a jam at, please do that for me. Smash that like button. Please do that for me. I would really appreciate it. But if you're going to stick around, support Drew Hernandez, support Drew H Live, support independent journalism, support me. Stop supporting Disney and HBO Max. Those people hate you. They hate you. They're going after your kids. Support Drew Hernandez for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel. Shout out to the DH Alliance. Drop a super chat right now. We need you. We depend on you guys. We are supported by the people. We the people. That is you, the people, my people. So we need you guys to keep us live on air. Go cop a t-shirt in the merch store right now. The link is in the description below. Or you can use Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, and you could write a memo, and I'll read it live on air like a super chat. But we need you guys to keep us live on air. YouTube is already screwing this channel. Already. We gained like over 10,000 subs in the past 7 days, and they're already deboosting and throttling the channel. So we need you guys. Share the link, share the link, share the link. That is how we get this transmission out, and that is how we beat the censors. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's do some super chat Q&A right now. I appreciate all of your support, guys. Truly, truly, truly. From the bottom of my heart, it means so much to me. We've come a long way, but we're here now. So let's do some super chats. We have some rolling in, yeah? Okay, we got a super chat from Judy P with the $50 super chat. Salute to Judy. DH Alliance says thank you. Judy P with the $50 super chat says happy Thanksgiving, Drew. Happy Thanksgiving to every single one of you guys. I hope you're having a great day today and the next couple days on Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your family. Spend some time with your loved ones. I hope every single one of you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. Even if you're going through a dark time, know that you are not alone and know that God is for you. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Just try and think about everything that you can be thankful for. In all things, give thanks. That is the will of God. So thank you guys very much. We have another $20 super chat from Elizabeth Reese. Elizabeth Reese says, happy Thanksgiving to you and your friends and loved ones. Thank you for all you do. Drew, praying hands, and heart emoji. Again, Elizabeth, happy Thanksgiving to you. All love going around, all thanks, all praise and glory to God. Hey, we love you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the show. It means more than you know. Trust me, we've come a long way. We have another super chat, a $3 super chat from Chuck Roll. Chuck says, Gavin says, step up. Gavin, you got served. Exactly, because that's a good one. Exactly, dude. But this is what these people, this is why I call them woke tards. For those of you that are new to the show, I call all these people woke tards because they're woke and they don't think clearly. There's something wrong in their brain. And people are like so offended that I would say that. But it's like, dude, these people say worse. You're offended by me saying woke tard? These people don't think clearly. These people are distorted. They're debased. Okay? They have a debased mind. They have reprobate minds. What that means is they can no longer discern reality any longer. That's why they're all over the place. Literally all over the place. Woke tard, especially Gavin Newsom. Guy's trash. Just going to come out and say it. We have another super chat from George Barracuda with the $5 super chat. We salute you. George Barracuda says, every time there is some PD press conference, police department press conference, the chief is either a black dude or a woman. Because, man, it's like Disney, right? Everything has to be and I'm not against inclusivity. I'm not against equality. I'm not against having more of a variety or diversity. I'm not against that, but it's just when you look at Disney and you look at and by the way, I'm gonna for those of you that are nerdrotic fans, let me announce this right now because I'm about to make a cultural reference. I will be on Friday Night Tights on December 10th. Friday night, December 10th. I will be on with the great Nerdrotic and the crew and the gang on December 10th on Friday Night Tights for all of you Nerdrotic fans. But because I'm about to start talking about Disney right now. This is what Disney does. This is what DC does. This is what mainstream Hollywood does. This is even what the music industry does. It's not about talent. It's not about art. It's not about creating something great anymore. It's not about writing a good story. It's not about having a great professional career. It's not about results. It's not about any of that. These people just put their inclusive agenda. They literally put all of this woke garbage. They put it over the actual job getting done or being done. To me, that means more. Yes, I love inclusivity and I love diversity, but if I need to get heart surgery, I don't care if the surgeon's white or black. I just care that he has the ability to save my life and work on my heart. But I'm not going to turn around and say, well, the white doctor is better than the black doctor. But I want to be inclusive, so I'm just going to go with the black doctor, even though he is nowhere near as good as the white doctor to be a heart surgeon. But for the sake of inclusivity, I just picked the black guy. Would anybody do that? Would anybody risk their lives like that? That's not racist, bro. That's just reality. I want someone that does the greatest job. That's what I want. I want the one with the greatest story, the greatest talent, the greatest possible outcome. That's what I want. That's what America's built on, whether white, black, or brown. It's competitive. But the police departments do the same thing. They do the same thing. They just want more inclusivity. They don't care. They don't care if these people could get the job done. They just put them out there in front because they want to, they want to be safe. They want to appease the woke mob. Get a black guy out there so the woke mob doesn't get mad at us. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that just crazy? It's like, we don't care. Just hire a bunch of black people. And the same thing with white people. Hire a bunch of white people. It doesn't matter. Hire all the brown people. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter if they could get the job done. We just want to look good. We want to appease the woke mob. That's not inclusive. That's not. That's like manipulation. That's staged. That's like North Korea vibes. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like North Korea, where it's like everything's fake. They have like fake stores. They have fake performances. They stage like fake emotional like responses to things happening in North Korea. It's just, I don't know, man. That's where we're going further and further and further. And I just think it's weird. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I don't know. I just think it's weird. It's really weird. Yes. We have another super chat from Kokiri Kid with a $15 super chat from Kokiri Kid. We salute you. DH Alliance says thank you. And by the way, consider supporting me for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel. Thank you. Kokiri Kid for $15 says, your personal opinion. How do you think the Rittenhouse trial would have gone if he was black? And also the media coverage of it. He'd be hailed a hero. He would be hailed a hero. His act of self-defense would not be questioned. It would be opposite. The three people that Kyle shot, they were white. So they wouldn't be hailed heroes. Joseph Rosenbaum is being hailed a hero. Anthony Huber, Gage Grosskreutz, they're being hailed as heroes by BLM. And I said this earlier, quote me on this. Someone go write this on Twitter and tag me. I said, it's safe to say now that the only white people that Black Lives Matter will support and stand by are white convicted child rapists. Isn't that crazy? But anyways, yes, it would be the complete opposite. If Kyle Rittenhouse was black, the three people he shot would not be hailed as heroes. They'd be the villains. Yes, black kid shoots three white people in self-defense at a Black Lives Matter protest. That would have been the narrative. Especially with them chasing him. That would have been the narrative would have been this. What it should have been That a minor was chased by 3 psychopaths and acted in self-defense on all 3 counts? But there would have been no pushback on it, because if Kyle was black, he'd be hailed as a hero from the very beginning by CNN. And the 3 white people would be demonized. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Like, we all know that that's true. We all know that that's so true. Everybody's saying to themselves, that's so true, because if Kyle was black, Gage Grosskreutz, Anthony Huber, Joseph Rosenbaum would not be hailed as heroes right now. They would have been the villains. A black Kyle Rittenhouse would have no problem with a not guilty verdict. We all know that. That's the truth. That's just the God honest truth. And everybody knows it. Let me see. I think we have some donations on PayPal. I want to get to this real quick. Here we go. Okay, let me see. We have one right here, a $20 donation on PayPal from Mark Smith. A $20 donation from Mark Smith with no message. But thank you so much, Mark Smith, for the $20 donation. In the future, you guys, if you use Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, you can give the donation and you could write a little memo before you send it, and I will read it live on air. But Mark Smith, thank you so much for supporting Drew Hernandez. It's because of people like you that we can remain on the air and continue to combat the fake news media cartel with the truth. That's what I'm here for. That is my purpose. That is why I exist right now for such a time as this. So thank you guys very much. Let me refresh this. I think we have some more, right? We have some more super chats. Here we go. Where did I leave off? Kevin Grip with the $20 super chat. Kevin Grip with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Kevin Grip says, thanks, Drew, chipping in for your efforts. Like I said, thank you so much. We need your help to keep us in, to keep us going in this this political information fight. But thank you so much to help us combat the fake news media narrative with truth. That fake news media cartel. Thank you so much, Kevin Grip. We have another $5 super chat from Color. From Color says, just wanted to say cheers. I've been painting while listening to your live stream, and the painting is coming out better than usual. Laugh out loud. Happy tea day. We got an artist. Awesome. I would love to see some of your work. Tag me in it on social media. I'd love to give you a repost if you're trying to start your career, but just send me the artwork first, and I'd love to see that. But Color, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the support. I truly appreciate it. And happy Thanksgiving to you as well. You know these people are going to try and take Thanksgiving away from us. You know that's coming next. Defend the turkeys, defend the turkeys, defend the turkeys, defend the stuffing, defend the stuffing, defend the mashers, defend the mashers, defend the pumpkin pie, defend it all. These people don't want us to have any joy at all whatsoever. And don't be ashamed to say Merry Christmas. We have a $5 super chat from Julie Ann. Julie Ann says, my mom murdered at 17. Asked devil for help so she didn't have to go to Bible college. She's a strong Christian now, even after years of sin. Jesus forgives. It's never too late. Absolutely, yes. All have fallen. All have fallen. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever would believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. If Jesus could forgive the thief on the cross and grant him access in his last moments of life, paradise forever with him through faith, by faith, it's never too late for you. We have another super chat from George Barracuda with the $5 super chat. We salute you. George Barracuda says, FNT for the win. That's Friday Night Tights. That's what's up, brother. Absolutely, yes. Again, December 13th, I think. December 13th. That's Friday, December 13th. What is it? December 10th. Friday, December 10th. I will be on Friday Night Tights with Nerdrotic. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be a super lit episode. Make sure to tune in with the great Nerdrotic. Love Gary. He's awesome, and the entire crew. So thank you so much, George Barracuda. We have a $10 super chat from Human Number 10. Human Number 10 says, saw you on Tim Pool and Kyle's trial. Thank you for your work. How do we get people unified and passionate to kick communism out on its butt? I think we are too far gone. Well, we need to mobilize at the local level, because a lot of what Black Lives Matter and Antifa does is at the local level. You'll see them show up to intimidate parent meetings. You'll show them to intimidate local school board meetings. You'll see them show up. They show up in numbers. Not only do we need to unify and protest, we need to unify in numbers with people with like-minded beliefs. We need people to gather. We need people, obviously, to run for office at the local level, the state level, the federal level. We need all of that. But we definitely do need people that are involved, that are engaged at the local level. What's going on with your local school board? What's going on with your local politics? What's going on? People need to just get engaged, but also, if you don't see yourself engaging in the world of politics, if you're just a mom, if you're just a painter like Color, who dropped a super chat earlier, if you want to be an educator, go be a teacher with your conservative values. That's what they do. The other side with their neo-Marxism, they go be teachers and they indoctrinate children. If you want to get in the music industry, you want to be an artist, you want to be like Bryson Gray, then go down that path. Use your giftings and your talents and take your ideologies, take your beliefs, your pro-America constitutional God-given beliefs, your biblical values, and go down that path. You want to be a teacher, a musician, you want to be a painter, you want to be a mechanic, whatever it is, whatever your talent is, you take your values with you. You want to be a firefighter, you want to be a police officer, you want to be a scientist. Look how important science is right now. Science right now, like there is no like truth with science anymore. They could just make it up whatever they want it to be. The list goes on. You want to be a doctor. Look how important it is right now. You want to be an airline pilot. We need a business owner. We need more constitutional patriots in all lanes of life. You take your values and you live them to the max. I think that's the best advice I could give, because a lot of people don't see themselves being the next, Ben Shapiro or Candace Owens or Drew Hernandez or Brandon Tatum. Some people may not see themselves being that type of public figure. Okay, then wherever God has you, whatever lane you're in, then you go with your values and you pursue that lane. You're not a nobody. You're not a nobody. Nobody is a nobody, okay? You may think you're insignificant just because, listen, when you look at these big names, when you see Candace, you see Drew, you see, Brandon, you see Charlie Kirk, you see these huge names. Yes, that's effective, and our voices matter because we have the ability to connect with millions of people on a tweet, right? But that doesn't mean that your voice does not matter. Do not depend on us alone. Get close to your family, get close to your loved ones, get engaged in your community, because that is what the other side does. I hope that answers your question. But this is what we need to do. Let me refresh this real quick. Let me refresh this. I think we have some more super chats. Yep. Can I get a water? We have another super chat from Sith Hammer 55 or 4MMER 55 with the $5 super chat. Don't forget the big trial coming up next week. Absolutely. I'll be covering that, okay? Could be what this all stems from if you take a trip down the rabbit hole a bit. Great job, Drew. I know exactly what you're talking about, and we will be covering that. It is related to Jeffrey Epstein, and it must be talked about. We'll see what big tech does. We'll see if big tech tries to silence people that cover what's about to come out in this trial. They did the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse, but this is pretty serious as well. So, yes, stay tuned. We have another super chat from Jeg, a $5 super chat. We salute you. Jeg says, what do you think of Bryson Gray's new song, Like Kyle? It's a banger. Happy Thanksgiving. I have not heard it, but I've heard the other guy's name. I think it's called Rittenhouse. I've heard that one. That one's a banger. I've been working out to it. I was going to make a TikTok on it. Maybe I'll do that later tonight, but shout out to Bryson Gray and all his success. My brother in color, holding it down with the patriotic pro-America constitutional views. Definitely a breach and a glitch in the matrix, but it needs to happen. So shout out to him and all the success that he is experiencing. We have another $20 super chat from Genius by Birth. Genius by Birth. This nation can only be divided if we, the people, get sucked into their evil game. Stand tall and take the high road. Okay, well, taking the high road depends on the context. But what I will say, to go to your point, is this. Saul Alinsky, okay, literally Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, these people looked up to this guy in his writings in law school, in university. And if you read his book, Rules for Radicals, the playbook that he lays out, and I'm just going to give you a brief description, the playbook that he lays out is that a totalitarian, some type of system that wants full federal control, government overreach, is to get two classes of people in the society, or multiple. Cause a civil war, cause a race war, get them pinned against each other. So it's an excuse. It's an excuse to inject full totalitarian government overreach to the point where the people will be begging for it. Oh, the people are too destabilized. They cannot find peace with each other. They're killing each other. And then so the people in the society that don't want any part of it will be begging the government, begging Big Brother, save us, save us, save us, save us. And they're willing to accept full totalitarian control, violating their constitutional rights. It's actually that's the strategy. It's happening right now. They did it through the virus. People just bent the knees. Screw the First Amendment. We'll just stay inside. We can't go out and protest. People were willing to throw away their civil rights. And that is exactly what Rules of Radicals was about, and we're seeing it now. So to go to your point, yes, black people, white people, there's an agenda out there right now that is designed to get you at each other's necks. And the end game is to get the totalitarian government with full overreach. You'll be the excuse if a civil war sparks for the federal government to step in and bring the peace, so-called. Yeah, check it out. Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals. It's nuts. The playbook is in there, man. It's exactly in there. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They want white people. They want black people at each other's necks. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. But if you ever find yourself in a Rittenhouse situation, you defend yourself. Okay. Do we have a little bit more? Oh, sweet. I'll get to that right now. Okay, we have another a $5 super chat from Julie Ann. Julie says, when's right and left news going to talk about Jake Blake, sexual assault victim with resist order, black lady who called cops for help and yelled, save my kids in that car. Exactly. But this is what they do. They don't care about the truth. It's about pinning people against each other. That's the agenda. They're not going to talk about Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake literally had a knife in his hand, turned his back on police officers, was disobeying police orders, made himself a threat, got himself shot. And this happens in all of these shootings, okay? It happens in all. People just disobey the cops. They pose themselves as a violent threat. You'll never hear about the context of this stuff because the fake news media cartel, they want to stoke the flames of racial tensions between blacks and whites. Black people, wake up to this, man. They want this. They want this. But you'll never hear the context because the agenda is civil war. That's what they want. They want a civil war. We have another super chat from Letty Chavez. $25 super chat. Thank you so much. Letty says, thank you, Drew, for all your hard work and dedication. We need you. God bless. I need God every day. Thank you so much, Letty. I've dedicated my life to this fight. I've dedicated everything that I have, everything that I am. I know that God is with me. I mean, when I'm just going to the grocery store, I know God is with me just as much as he was with me when I was going head-to-head with Binger in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen by now, go support Drew Hernandez in the merch store right now. We have the official Apparently t-shirt. Let's get this up. If you don't know what this means, you were not watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, you can go get your own right now. The official Drew Hernandez live store Apparently t-shirt. comes in many, many, many colors. So go check it out right now. Let's take this down. But you are absolutely right. These people themselves, they want us divided, and we can't let them divide us. But if you find yourself in a position where you need to defend yourself, you defend yourself. But yes, thank you so much. I've dedicated my life to this. This is why you guys need to support Drew Hernandez live, whether it's for as low as $5 a month on Super Chat, on my membership section of this channel, or Patreon. My Patreon is in the link in the description below, or drop in Super Chats. We need you guys. It's really hard for me to monetize on this channel, so I truly appreciate all of the support. So, let me see here real quick. Where? Oh, sweet. Thank you, Judy P. We have a new member. Congratulations to our new members tonight that are joining us. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and keeping us in this fight. We truly appreciate it. We have a $20 donation from Lola, Texas. I think it's Lola TX. I'm assuming that means Texas. Lola with the $20 donation says, for a happy Thanksgiving turkey emoji, autumn leaf emoji. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Lola, Texas, and happy Thanksgiving to every single one of you that are in this chat, that are watching this live stream, and that are watching the rebroadcast. And by the way, sometime next week, the Drew Hernandez live, or the Drew Hernandez podcast, the audio version, will be on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. So for those of you that want to listen to the rebroadcast without the video, I know YouTube could get frustrating because you're like, dude, I just want to put my phone in my pocket, put my AirPods on and listen to you while I run, or I'm on the airplane, or I'm driving to work. I wanted to bless you guys with that. That's new coming down the pike, hopefully by next week, if all things go according to plan. So the audio version of this podcast will be in existence. Thank you guys so much. We truly, truly do appreciate it. Alrighty, guys. Well, happy Thanksgiving. I will be live tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure to tune in. That is the new time for this show, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I'm ever on the road and I cannot go live, for those of you that are new to the show, I travel a lot. So I do my best to do the show on the road in my hotel room. I have an entire separate mobile studio. But if I can't for any reason, I will let you guys know in the community section on this channel. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. I will let you know if I can't make it to a show. But tomorrow I will be live at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same time, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Smash that like button. Destroy that like button. If you're listening to the rebroadcast of this show, go support me on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, and the merch store. The links are in the description below. Follow me on all of my socials. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share this transmission. We need you guys to share these links. It is up to you, the DH Alliance, boots on the ground, to break the censors. Without you, we cannot do this. And until next time, America, stay free.